Continuing our live coverage here at reInvent 2023. So much going on and talking to more cool people. Louis, you are at reInvent. How's reInvent going for you?
reInvent has been great. Meeting customers, talking to customers about their use cases, what they are doing, their applications has been an awesome experience. We always learn from our customers and try to improve our software and services to meet their needs.
Cool. If you're wondering about software and services that Louis looks after, you're basically the boss of SQS and SNS.
Yeah.
Those are pretty foundational services.
Those are foundational services that our customers use in their application integration scenarios and ensuring that they have reliable event-driven architectures and applications that they run.
Cool. Well, actually, I did a talk earlier today, and I was on serverless best practices. And I started the talk about, we always commonly think of the history of serverless with Lambda. And then literally the next slide, I go, well, actually, the first services that AWS came out of were SQS and S3, which are both like extremely serverless services. And so I then go on to another slide to say the cloud is born serverless, and SQS is one of them. A super serverless thing. So I know SQS and both SNS have had very busy years with lots of things going on. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so we had a very busy year with very exciting releases and launches that we had in the last few months. Our main focus has been on improving the reliability and the data delivery in your application. It all starts with data. Your data is important to us, and we make sure that we continue to add features and support to ensure that your data reliably delivers with the lowest latency and the highest throughput in your application. So to start off, we recently launched on the FIFO side, kind of increased the throughput on both SNS and SQS side, where you can deliver now thousands of messages on SNS side, 3,000 messages per second that you can deliver through SNS. We implemented archive and replay on the FIFO side for SNS that enables you to archive data for up to 365 days and replay your events and messages, which improves your reliability for your application. So you lose some messages at one point, you want to rebuild your state, we can go back to that store and say, well, give me all the messages back.
Yeah. And that's phenomenally useful, especially if you're wondering what FIFO is. That's a sort of first in, first out. That basically means guaranteed ordering of messages. And that is super important for a lot of customers.
Absolutely, and it's very unique in a sense where that guaranteed ordering for messages applies to a set of messages in your own business object. So you say, I have this dimension that I want to make sure events are sequenced in it. I was just yesterday talking to a customer who builds shipping labels. So they want for a particular shipping label to ensure that the events are ordered, but at the same time, they want to deliver millions of those shipping labels at the same time during Cyber Monday, which was just a few days ago, or Black Friday. So what this event-driven architecture gives you is the high parallel consumption of events while ensuring ordering for a subset of your events that you receive an order.
And do you see customers using SNS and SQS together specifically for the FIFO, that you can get the very high fan out with SNS and then adding it onto a queue for that sort of buffering and resilience?
Yes. So the queues always act as this nearly unlimited buffer in the cloud that you can trust to put your data in. It gets stored across more than one availability zone. So every single message that you send us, we store it across 3 availability zones. It gets persisted there until you ask for it and deliver it. And what's interesting about the queues, it gives you this pattern of acknowledgement pattern where you pull a message from the queue, you process it, and then you say, I'm done with it. Now it's successfully processed. I'm going to just acknowledge back to the queue and say, I'm done with it. It has been successfully processed.
Oh, fantastic.
What we've improved on that front is on reliability is the dead letter queue management.
Yes.
So historically, we have been allowing customers to send messages after certain retries to the dead letter queue, but customers used to write their own code in processing the dead letter queue. So what we have done now is that you can go to the dead letter queue and manage all these messages and redrive them back to your source queue. And that's available today across both standard queues and FIFO queues that you can use.
Oh, excellent. And I know, one of the use cases that people use SNS specifically for is the ridiculously low latency, super fast transformation of data. And previously, SNS only used to be able to have the filtering not on the body of the message, and that's also something that's been coming out this year. So, how do you even do that with such low latency? That's impressive.
Yeah, that's the magic that the service team does. We try always to maintain very, very low latency across the pipeline because our customers are building real-time data pipelines with these services, with SNS and SQS. So the data is flowing at a fast rate, but as it's moving, they want to filter on the data, transform the data, apply execution. So we've implemented filtering with new operators that we added. You can do filtering now on the content of the data, and all that is just available out of the box for you.
And then the last one to talk about as well, which is amazing, is all of the PII and redaction of information, either incoming to SNS or outgoing from SNS. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so personally identified data is always in your data stream, and sometimes it goes through your pipeline, you process it in one pipeline, and maybe in some other pipelines you want to redact it. You don't want it to go into some log files, into some data. So we have that ability today to redact certain data. We automatically detect certain PII information like personal health numbers and so on. We did social security numbers, we detect that automatically. But we just launched like a custom ability to where you can identify your own patterns for those personally identified information and redact them as they flow through your pipeline.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic to have these decoupled event-driven architectures and then being able to control the messaging as it comes and goes out is excellent.
Yeah,
well done on all the launches this year. It's been a busy year for SQS and SNS. I'm sure there's even more to come. So yeah, thanks for spending time and serverless video today, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.